This is a relationship tarot reading for Zayats on the boards. I'm going to be using the trimmed Llewellyn Tarot and the Victorian Flower Oracle. Alright, on the trimmed Llewellyn Tarot, I use some cards being upside down. Upside down means turning away, facing away, not looking forward, looking back type of deal. Depends on the context. Now this is your side of the relationship, and this is your main squeeze. This is the side of the relationship. You'll notice these cards are 45-degree angle, which means when they were upside down, when I turn them over, I turn them at a 45. So, it's interesting that all of yours were face down, and it also affects the powers between you guys, or the forces between you guys. So, and this is your 3 months ahead. So let's take a look at your side. This is your wants section. I think that you want someone that helps you grow as a person. Does that make sense? Instead of someone that's just going to be okay, or going to be good enough, or you're going to have wild sex with and ditch. I think you want someone that helps you grow and develop as a person. Someone that you can take, you know, the long journeys, like in this card, with. Emotionally, spiritually, you know, physically, someone that you can really relate to. I think you want a higher level of relationship than most people do, and that's what you've been kind of shooting for. And here is your needs. And what I think you need is someone that's more of experienced at a relationship. I think you're done with the newbies, you know, the people that aren't really relationship savvy. They don't know what to do, they're not good, they're selfish, and things like that. I think you're done with those. And that kind of relates back up to, you know, here, what you want. And what you actually need is someone with more experience in relationships. Someone that's been through the ringer, through the hard times, through the good times, and can do what you need or want, which is, you know, to be developed in all sorts of ways in the relationship. Now here's how you see your main squeeze. I think your main squeeze was wonderful at one time. However, you know, things are kind of, a couple of arguments pop up, or things aren't as perfect as they were. It looks like the honeymoon period is definitely over. And that's just what it says to me. And it is a major card, which means, you know, maybe it's a little bit bigger. Here are the forces in between you guys. I think the sickness and health doesn't really point to a medical issue, but more of a, you know, stick with me in sickness and in health as part of the marriage vows. I don't know if you guys are married or getting married or thinking about getting married or whatever, but I think you two relate really well and could last a long time together. And I say that because this card here is combined with this card. I mean, here is kind of you having, you know, troubled times, and I think your main squeeze helps you through those times and really gets you back to where you want to go. And I think you guys, I mean, this is the best possible card you could have in this position right here. So I think the relationship, it could be wonderful, it is wonderful, and something that you should really stick with and stay in sickness and in health. In other words, stay through the hard times. When the hard times come, just get through them, you know, work through it and actually put forth effort. And again, you have another wonderful card here, you know, the Four of Wands, definitely home life, stability, things like that, along with the, you know, the Two of Cups of the Love card itself. This is a really, really good section here, especially the sickness and health kind of ties everything together between you two. Now you'll notice his side is all straight up and down. It looks like that what he wants is someone that gives him a lot of, you know, emotional choices. Someone that is able to balance him out a little bit and doesn't just beat him down as much. You know, does that make sense? And what he needs is someone that seems to be related to this, someone who's not going to be stabbing you in the back. He seems to be at a younger level of a relationship maturity than you are. He seems to want a lot of the basic things, you know, just give me some choices, don't screw me over, you know, type of deal, and don't stab me in the back. And meanwhile, you're reaching for, I want the perfect relationship. I want the relationship that develops me spiritually, emotionally, everything else. So it seems like he's a younger soul overall in all of these. And how he sees you as, I think he sees you as someone who's, you know, great and has this great emotional ties to, great family life type, possible ties to, but I don't know, he just seems worn down a little bit and sees you as maybe wearing him down, and maybe it's because you're shooting for the higher level of relationship maturity than he is, and you're kind of wearing him out a little bit. For the next 3 months, we have the Hard Times card with the Playful Fighting card, and I think that's going to kind of point to some disagreements and some interesting times ahead in next month, which in the next month looks like it gets even progressively worse with the Thorny Question and the Tower reversed. I think the disagreements will come to an end, but there's going to be a little rift in the relationship. And again, if you work through it, I think you guys have a lot going for you. So this doesn't look like a devastating, horrible thing to come about. But if you just go back to, again, all these wonderful cards that are in between you guys and just work through it. So you guys are not on the same level of emotional maturity or relationship maturity, and that's going to cause some rifts, and it's probably caused some rifts in the past. Just work through them and be okay. And I think at the end it looks like some peaceful times with the games reversed. And I think it's just going to be, all the head games or the mind games or whatever in a couple of 3-4 months is going to go away. You're going to be back to, your usual cyclic good times, bad times type of a deal. But that's just part of love and part of relationship and something you can deal with. I think overall, the reading is very positive for both you guys, and I think you both mend well together. That's my reading.